Happy Whisper po sa inyong lahat, mga ginigilig kong mga kaibigan at mga kapatid. Pamagat po ng ating mensahe sa gabing ito ay faith or presumption. Faith or presumption. This is in regards to COVID-19 issue. According to the dictionary, faith is a conviction or belief that something is true or real, agreement that is not dependent upon reason or controlled by justification. The Bible gave a wonderful definition of it. In Hebrew chapter 11 verse 1, it says there, "Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." What about presumption? How it differ from faith? Presumption is an act of presuming or something presumed. The belief of something based upon reasonable evidence or upon something known to be true. It is arrogant behavior. Let me bring your attention to the definition of my favorite author. Her name is Ellen G. White. In her book, Gospel Workers 260.2 and 3. She shared a wonderful definition of these two different adjective words. She discussed how these two words work differently. These two adjective words never agreed together. According to her, true faith is in no sense allied to presumption. In other words, these two are totally different from each other. I chose to discuss this subject to help all of us be able to analyze or realize the beauty of true faith, and at the same time to protect ourselves from presumption. As the author said, only he who has true faith, is secure against presumption. In other words, if my heart is not sealed with genuine faith, it means we are in danger of presumption. The reason why it is very important to know if our hearts is in the side of faith or presumption, it is because genuine faith indicates our great connection and relationship with God, while presumption is Satan's counterfeit, according to the author. Satan's counterfeit of faith. You can read that in Gospel Worker 260.2. Notice to her explanation about these two. She said, faith claims God's promises and brings forth fruit in obedience. Let me repeat. Faith claims God's promises and brings forth fruit in obedience. While presumption, it says there, presumption also claims the promises, almost the same. Claims the promises, but, there's but, uses them as Satan's did to excuse transgression. In the context of the issue of preventive measures in regards to the case of COVID-19, we are encouraged, all of us are encouraged not to panic, but to have faith in God, because He has the power over COVID-19. Will you say amen to that? we are encouraged to have full trust in Him. Yes, we believe that He will take care of us no matter what. He has the power to protect us from the virus. He has the power to heal us when we get sick. He has the power to protect us from any form of danger. He has the power to resurrect us when we die. He has the power to secure our eternal salvation in the midst of eternal death. Friends, all these things can only be understood if we have genuine faith in God. But we can never use all of them to excuse from being obedient, because genuine faith cultivates trust, love, and obedience. In the midst of this issue about COVID-19, God wants all of us to have faith in Him. At the same time, follow the wonderful recommendations from the World Health Organization. She added, the author, Ellen G. White, she said, faith would have led our first parents to trust the love of God and to obey His commands. Presumption led them to transgress His law, believing that His great love would save them from the consequences of their sins. In short, those who have true faith are obedient people. They are obedient to God's laws of health. Those who are exercising presumption believes that God will save them from being disobedient. This is Satan's strategy, leading all of us to disobey God. Remember, friend, disobedience is equivalent to rebellion. Friends, as it said, true faith claims God's promises, at the same time obedient. We believe that God will take care of all of us. At the same time, we gladly follow all the recommendations and suggestions about prevention. God's mercy will be available only when we follow God's will and all those wonderful recommendations and advices about health for God's glory. My suggestion is, have faith in God, be obedient to Him, follow all the beautiful recommendations on how to protect ourselves and on how to protect our loved ones from COVID-19. Be part in preventing the further spread of the virus. Then, by His grace and mercy, God will do His part to protect all of us, to heal and comfort all of us. Friends, to believe that God will protect us from COVID-19, but intentionally, let me repeat this, intentionally not following the preventive measures is not faith at all, but presumption. At the time of Exodus, God said to the people of Israel, if you diligently heed the voice of the Lord your God and do what is right, take note of that statement, do what is right in His sight, in God's sight, give ear to His commandments and keep all His statutes. He said, I will put none of the diseases on you which I have brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. That's what God said in Exodus chapter 15, verse 26. this wonderful divine advice is still in effect today. Following this recommendation is still necessary and always relevant in all the ages, including at this time of COVID-19 issues. Another great divine advice as far as social distancing is concerned to prevent the spread of the virus or to prevent our health, to protect ourselves from the virus is found in Isaiah chapter 26 verse 20. In the Good News Bible, it says there, "Go into your houses, my people, and shut the door behind you. Hide yourselves for a little while." Take note of that statement. For a little while. Until God's anger is over. Of course, the context of it is different from our present pandemic issue. But the principles are the same. Still applicable. The statement to hide ourselves for a little while. Yes, let's hide ourselves for a little while until the pandemic is over. Again, friend, to secure yourself from presumption, have faith in God by giving your full trust in Him. At the same time, don't ignore all the beautiful advices and recommendations on how to prevent the further spread of the COVID-19. Because this is for my own good, for your own good, and for the benefits of all, for God's glory. May the Lord bless us tonight.